LaToya Rozof, and I am the Influence HR Manager. And I wanted to come today and talk about best practices with dealing with burnout. The official definition of burnout is emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and ineffectiveness in the workplace, and by chronic negative responses to workplace conditions. So all these different factors that are currently going on right now are perfect storm for burnout, anxiety, and high stress. So think about everything from dealing with the pandemic, going from if you were lucky enough to work from home, so then you have to set up a new home office to get it all ergonomically sound and get the right feng shui to be able to work productively. And at the same time, you might be a parent dealing with trying to help your kids finish a school year. And then we have civil unrest going on, and then we're about to go into one of the most probably difficult political elections that we've seen in a while. So all that fueled together with daily life stuff. So kind of think about it. You still have to upkeep your house, and you still have family situations and things, and you still have a personal life. All those things are a perfect storm for burnout. And I think one of the very first things you could do to help you is with burnouts to identify the different signs and symptoms of dealing with burnout. And so a few symptoms are reduced energy, lack of motivation, increased fatigue, ongoing and consistent headaches, lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is one of the biggest causes for burnout. Increased frustration with maybe work, and then maybe even like home life. Inability to focus too. So it's like whenever you get started, you can't focus and you're easily distracted. So no matter what you do, you can't really focus on the project at hand. And then an increased use of alcohol or substance abuse. And I think all the parents are kind of silently chuckling because they have kids at home. Yeah, there's an definitely increase of alcohol. But, in all serious terms, these are some signs and symptoms that you want to look for when you're feeling like you're dealing with burnout. And I think, as humans, we always try to cope or have our own coping mechanisms, right? We try to talk ourselves out of like, no, it's not really burnout. We say, I'm all right, everyone is stressed. And that could be true, right? You are all right, and everyone is stressed, but you still can be dealing with burnout as well. We always think, I love my job and I'm happy to have one, especially in a pandemic. There are people depending on me. I'll be fine once I knock this one project out. And we always know that one project always turns into 10 more projects. And then I'll take a vacation and then everything will be okay, right? And we always say, we'll go take a vacation or take a break or take a day off, and I'll come back and unplug. But that vacation always gets interrupted with work time or something happens where you're not able to unplug thoroughly. But again, I think when I'll talk about, next steps in the next slide, but it's really just a rewiring of the whole brain when it comes to thinking about how to deal with burnout. But I just want to also say it's okay. Like we all will get here if we're not here already. And while all these things might be true, there are still reasons for you to push forward and find ways to deal with burnout. So a few best practices include, one, improving self-care strategies. Self-care is a big buzzword right now, but it's really lucrative when you think about how to deal with burnout and anxiety and stress. So one, if you're a creative person, find your creative outlet, whatever that is. That could be, music, that can be writing, that could be journaling, that can be painting, or that could be, whatever that is for you. That can just be something, maybe even just reading, but find your creative outlet. And then eating healthy. Like I think we've all seen the reports, and we know what eating healthy does to your mind, especially right now with everyone being at home. I think it's the COVID-19 that's out there that people are getting just from being at home and eating a lot. But even being able to just really rewire your brain and make better choices with your eating habits will help you definitely deal with burnout. If you're artistic, get back into music. If you journal, or even thinking about meditation. all really important things to help you ground yourself. Seek professional help. There's nothing wrong with getting help. That's what professionals are there for, to help you. So if you need someone to talk to, they are trained to help you walk through these best practices for burnout, just really dealing with any anxiety or any issues that you have with life in general. And right now, it's a really good time. We're seeing a rise in virtual help from a mental health perspective. Take mental health days and really unplug. I remember one employer that I went to, we incorporated mental health days. And basically, it was just taking a PTO or a vacation day, but really take your day off and unplug from work. And don't answer emails or don't check your emails. And if you do check your emails, don't answer them, and just don't do anything from a work perspective. And even if you have to start small, maybe taking a full day off might give you a little bit of anxiety. Take a half day where you literally unplug and do something fun. Any of these things that we talked about in upper bullets, but take the time to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be productive for anybody, for work, or even your family from that perspective. Another best practice is change the way you think and the way you live in general. So instead of focusing on your failures of what you haven't accomplished, focus on what you have accomplished, kind of like that positive vibes, positive mentality. Create a safe space in your home that is peaceful. Create for, I think somebody had called them an altars, or just really like you have one spot in your home where you go and you can just have peace and get into a Zen moment, and try to do that. Start your day off that way. Find a way to start off find a way to start your day off with a process that grounds you. So instead of, like, I know I used to get up and be very frantic and rushing, and I started to take the time off to really ground myself, think about my day, clear my head, and get in the zone to have a productive day, and then prioritize my list of things I need to get done. And another thing I had to reimagine, like I couldn't get 5 things done anymore. It's like those 2 things I accomplished, and that could just be something as simple as folding laundry. And while that may sound funny, that was accomplishment, and it made me feel better that I accomplished something versus being down on myself for not completing my list. And then I think, when it comes from a work perspective, change how you think and do work. So stop multitasking, right? I think we give ourselves pats on the back for being able to multitask. What are you actually completing? I think that feeds back into not being focused and distraction too. Take regular breaks. If you sit for 30 minutes or an hour, get up and walk around the house or go outside and water the plants. But take regular breaks where your brain can just take a break from everything you've been working for and just kind of calm down and recenter yourself. Create a consistent start and stop schedule. I think this is really important when we're at home, because you want to continue that work-life balance. You want to be able to separate work and home. So really have a start and stop schedule. If it's from when you can. I know some work days that are different and you're not able to do that, but the more consistency you can put into having a start and stop, the easier it is to turn work off, right? So you have this time for your family and this time for work. I think when you have that consistent schedule, it also helps you better compartmentalize and get things done, because like I only have these 8 or 9 hours to work on work things, and I know I have these 5 hours with my family or whatever, so I'm going to dedicate the appropriate time for each. Ask for help. I think there's nothing wrong with asking for help, and sometimes our egos get in the way, but I know we know everyone's busy, but you never know. Your coworker might have 15 minutes or 20 minutes to assist you, or to make a phone call or do something for you. So kind of get in the habit, and when you can, ask somebody to help you. Like teamwork makes the dream work. Advocate for what you need to be successful in your role. I think that so a lot of times we get busy, we get in a rut, and we don't communicate what we need. And sometimes that might be simple, where maybe it's telling your boss, like, really, I can't take any meetings before this day or this time because I really need to focus on this project or this initiative or get ready for this meeting. And I think the more you can advocate for yourself, the more successful you will be, and the more you can have control over the time that you have allotted to work. And then organize your work. And I know that seems very remedial, but again, we're pulled in so many different so many different ways each day. And then like you're wearing the parent hat, and then the worker hat, and then the spouse hat, and then the maybe sister or brother or whatever, or daughter, whatever hat. And sometimes you're wearing all those hats at once. But if you organize your work and the time, like again, it will help you be more successful and then really prioritize your work list. So just a few things to help you get through burnout, best practices, but it really starts with really changing the way you think. And it all starts in our mind. Everything starts in our mind. How we think about the day is really how the day will be. And some additional resources that I did find, the mindfulness and Headspace are really good apps for meditation and really helping you clear your mind and really helping you ground yourself in center. The Grid Diary is a really good journaling app to really, for those who like to journal. I think it's really good to get your thoughts out your head. I think there's something about seeing things on paper where you can, again, helps you clear your mind. Spotify has an Ultimate Zen playlist that's for 3 hours. It's really awesome. Another way to ground your day or end your night. If you take 15 minutes for yourself, even at nighttime, get some Zen music and clear your head before you go to bed, especially before you go to sleep. Hopefully you are not reading work emails before you go to sleep as well. If you obviously, there are ways to still take a staycation, and check out your local city staycation guide. I know there are a lot of people have a lot of PTO they haven't been able to use because vacations have been canceled because of COVID, but really use the time to connect with your family. So it could be a fun drive, something that's like an hour away, or somewhere where you can be outdoors and still social distance, whatever that, you feel safer doing with your family, but really utilize and find those things that you probably haven't done. You can live in a city for so many years and still haven't explored a certain part of the city. This is a perfect time to reconnect with your family to do those things. BetterHelp is another online counseling resource that's available 24/7. You can connect with virtual counselors to help you. And then the KansasCityMentalHealth.com has lots of resources and tools to help you navigate through mental health wellness. So really, I hope that you found these tips very beneficial. And remember to take at least 15 minutes of time for yourself each day. And I hope you have a fantastic day.